I'm having a moment. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it does. So we've had the news that Latin programmes at schools gone. Not enough interest in them, not a worthy language. Funding has been cut. Doesn't matter if you were halfway through your Latin GCSE or not, that's now gone. And then the next thing was maths and further maths programmes. So they're also having their funding cut. So there's children in the UK who have aspirations to be physicians, engineers, vets, pharmacists. A lot of the subjects that they need to be able to be those things in state school, they can no longer be because the funding has been cut. We've got pensioners who can't turn the heating on. It's absolutely freezing. I'm freezing, and I've only been able to keep warm today because my entire household are slobs and cannot pick up a pair of pants off the floor or hoover their own carpets. So I've been doing all of the cleaning, which for once I've been quite grateful for because it's kept me warm. It's kept the blood going. But, you know, I'm 48. I'm not a pensioner sitting in my chair unable to do so, freezing literally to death. And that's happening because there is no money. So we've stopped the winter fuel allowance, there is no money. So then when I read that David Lammy is popping over to Tunisia with 5 million quid in his back pocket to support education programmes to educate migrants, so they've got more, or would-be migrants, so they've got more chance of being employed in their own country so they won't come over to England. And I think, really? Really? All I hear about is investment in stopping people crossing the channel. But none of it seems to be working. But we're now at a point where we can't look after the kids, the pensioners, the farmers, or the business owners, anyone. We can't look after anyone in our own country. But David Lammy, he can toddle over to Tunisia with 5 million quid in his pocket and he can educate them. Amazing. Brilliant. I mean, if that's not disregard and contempt for your own, I don't know what is. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not me saying migrants shouldn't be supported. We shouldn't try and do something about this. Absolutely, of course we should. But we have no money. There's nothing. All we have is this £22 million black hole, which we've not actually ever seen any proof of, but we're told it exists. And this isn't happening. This 5 million quid, it's not like the Virgin credit card 0% balance transfer, is it? No. It's money that they're borrowing or they're taking out of the tax that we're paying. When Rachel Reeves said we'll spend your money wisely, she lied. Because this is not wise. I could spend our money wisely. I could pay the bills. I could pay for the food. We could have the heating on so I wouldn't have to go round and hoover everyone else's bedroom and they could clean their own bedrooms. But no. Rachel, she's chosen 5 million of it is going to Tunisia to educate would-be migrants. And those of you over here who were actually in education, who were doing Latin, who wanted to do maths and further maths, well, awkward, that one. Perhaps you ought to go over there and then try and migrate back here. I mean, I don't know. As ridiculous as it sounds, it's actually blown my brains that we are celebrating. We're putting this in the paper as though this is a good thing. Yet people in our own country can't turn the heating on and can't study the subjects that they would like to study to have the career that they would like to have. It has to stop somewhere. My granddad said, you cut your cloth to suit your cap. I'm not saying we shouldn't do programmes like this in the future, but we have to get ourselves on our own footing now, don't we? We actually have to be able to get our head above water. And I feel personally that that's a very illogical and very insensitive move. But maybe I'm the only one that thinks it. Maybe I'm the odd one out. Maybe that was a rise in my blood pressure for no good reason because actually everyone else thinks it's a really sensible idea. I'm at that point at the minute where I sort of feel there must be more than me. But who knows? Maybe it is just me that thinks that's bonkers.